I'm really ready to do this because I've been working on my website in Nuxt.js, and I've got it to the point where I feel like I could launch it, but I think it would be cool to have the ability to search the site. Like old content, there's not a whole lot of posts on there right now, but eventually I'm going to be adding YouTube videos to it. I'm going to be adding the Twitch streams to it, more blog posts, of course. So I want to be able to search that content over time. But here's the project I want us to tackle today. Using Azure Cognitive Search, anytime we deploy our website, we'll trigger over to Cognitive Services that says, hey, you need to rebuild your indexes of content on the site. Let it rebuild it, and then we'll build some kind of front-end search on the site that actually communicates back with Azure to load that stuff in. Okay, so this is my new website. This is actually VS Code, but I'll show it to you. Let's run it. npm run dev. Let's see, while that's loading, let's bring it up over here. Localhost 3000. Here it is. The mast only shows for tablets and higher. So like if you're on a mobile size, it goes away. And this jazz is all responsive. It's showing the latest 2 blog posts. And then I added these let's get social buttons. As I add these blog posts, one thing that's kind of cool is it loads 12 by default. But then as I scroll down, it'll load in the next 12 and the next 12 and the next 12 on the fly. So it's got infinite scrolling going down the page. On the home page, it's got the latest 2 posts, but what I'm going to do is I've got this bar here for Let's Get Social, and that actually is responsive too, I think. If you go smaller, it starts stacking them. But I want to add in like another section between that and the footer, and I may even put it on top, I don't know. But like whenever I post a new video to YouTube, I want to be able to have like several panels across of the last 2 or 3 videos and just have it constantly update. So that's to come. But all of this content is a lot of stuff, right? So if you wanted to be able to like find something on the site, you either need to know right where you're going or you need to know right where you're going. So I would like the ability to add search somewhere. I don't know where I want to put it, but I know I want to try and use Azure Cognitive Services to do it. So let's see if we can do that today. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure we can because we're good enough, we're smart enough, and doggone it, people like us. Anyway, let's log into Azure. Be sure to hit !Azure in chat and go visit that link. It's just a link to a YouTube playlist, but it's got all of their AI stuff kind of overviewed and shows you how to do it. It's really sick. Integrate search. That's exactly what we want to do. This is how-to guides. Can you show me something like, sample. We're using JavaScript in this case. Cognitive. Cognitive services. Create. The name, let's call it BBBC search or cognitive services, I guess. I don't know. Pricing tier. I would prefer free. Can I just have free? Review and create. Okay, what did it tell us to do next? Copy a key and endpoint. Get the URL. Okay, let me get the greatest code editor known to man, Notepad. Next, in settings keys, get the admin key for full rights on the service. It will hide those by default. It will, so I'm going to copy that, but I'm going to paste it where you can't see it. Ooh. Okay, npm I that. What I'm thinking is, like they're running this and loading these documents, but because we're using Nuxt, we're loading in all of our content when it gets started. So we could do all this then. Let's do that. Let's create like a module, and we'll call it Azure Search. .js. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and add it into this barrel roll here. Import Azure Search from, believe it or not, Azure Search. And export it. Azure Search. Perfect. Let's bring that in. And then, yeah, I guess it's okay. Next, it's doing this rigmarole. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to copy it in just for now. Index definition, index client. I'm just going to copy all this code in, then we'll go figure it out. We copy and paste, and then we let God sort them out. Copy that. Yeah, okay, perfect. Perfect. I don't think I need that at all. We're going to load in a file, create an index based on that key, get rid of this console log stuff. We will have to fill in this rigmarole here, right? To do with the actual index. I think I want to do like constant delete index if it exists equals async that fat arrow that mug, and then down here at the bottom I'm going to say something like export build search index. Build search index equals async something or other. What the heck was that? Export default that. Ah, yeah, we'll put the consoles in there. Console log deleted index. So create a resource, search service, cognitive search. Oh, wait. So I'm going to have to do this. If I delete the index first, I'm going to have to upload that file. So we got to come back and fix that. We're going to delete the index. So the first thing we're going to do is when we build it, what I'm thinking is when we're building this Nuxt site, it's static, right? There's a point where we know every route and all the content on all those pages. So what we'll do is during that build process, we'll call over to Azure and say, hey, delete the index for the site. And here's all the data for the new index. And then once it's all there, it's in sync with whatever site is deployed. So as part of that deployment process, we rebuild that index in Azure Cognitive Search, and then we can just call it from that site. Index client. So they had this let index equals create index. Okay. Okay. So we'll do that. And now it's a matter of loading the documents. Okay. So we do need that. And we probably want to, I bet we want to add that after the fact here. Like after we create that new one. Get search. Oh, perfect. That's even better because I've got my index. Perfect. So we're creating an index client. Then this is the method we'll actually call when we build the site. And the first thing it's going to do is delete that index if it exists. Then it's going to go create the new index and give us a search client based on that. Okay. Copy this, paste it in. So in that case, I'm going to need that original schema thing up here. Copy that. New file. Let's call it Azure index.json. I'm going to paste it in. Let me talk about how this site gets built, okay? When we build the site, it goes through and reads this whole site. It's going through all that markdown and YAML that's in that content folder and building slugs and paths, and it's building like a little, almost like a little document database. It really makes a RESTful API for you to access this stuff. Before it inserts that file, before it inserts it into its database of content, I'm doing some stuff. Like I'm cleaning up what the slugs are and the paths are to make them nicer in the URL. One of the things I go through and do too is I call over to Cloudinary, and I call this copy assets method that I wrote. This copy assets goes through the document and finds any place where there's an image, and it's finding that image path and says, okay, I'm gonna go see if that image exists. Oh, well, heck, there it is right there. It sends that image up to Cloudinary. And then it checks and looks at the document and calculates how long would it take to read this blog post. And then it loads it into the database. What I'm thinking is at this point, we may could go ahead and send this into, or if not on this hook, on one of these build hooks, we'll know all of these routes. And we actually have the body of the document here. So we could send it all into that deal. So I think we can upload one document at a time. That would be okay. So then in here, we could just say, hey, for each one of these documents, load them into the search. Let's call this, I don't know, BBB content. I have no idea. Slug. It will be the key. Let's call it title. Searchable? Yup. So normally I build this to be static, but right now it's not. So we can actually see the data. So let's look at like blog and see what the data is. Okay, so like tags we'll use. Slug is going to be important. Title we'll have. Slug description. We won't have that. Category? I don't have categories right now. Tags is a collection of string. That's fantastic. Yeah, I've got tags, and it is, in fact, a collection of strings. Parking, this is hotel stuff. Get rid of this stuff. Ooh, let's do last updated, or should we do date created maybe? Created. Rating. Oh, they're all bad. Ooh, I think date would be better. Rather than created at, let's just say date. Let's just call it date. We probably need a type, don't we? Filterable, sortable. Create the index. We'll delete it if it exists. We'll create the index, create a search client, and then we're going to be loading in documents. But here, what I'm thinking is, because I'm already generating, I know all these routes already, that will actually give me all the data about those objects as well. So I could build that index right here. Constant or search index documents, let's call it. So I'm going to create the documents in here, posts.map post, and I'll do the same for talks, and I'll do the same once we add Twitch streams to it, once we add YouTube videos to it. I'll just come in here and add that to all get indexed in the same thing. And then I'll say, bring in Azure search up here. And then as part of the build process, say Azure search dot build search index with the search index documents that I just built. That thing can say delete the index if it exists, create a new index, upload those documents, which are search index documents, and that'll log out how many it thinks it added. Ooh, this is gonna get fancy. If body.children, like body children dot for each, tag our child, let's see. If body dot type equals text, return body dot value. Easy enough. Return results equal an empty array. Results dot push. So right now I'm feeding it the info from my blog. So these are all the posts. It's all this data. So we'll see if that 19 documents is what we think it is. Oh, there they are, 19. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, so then one of the things we're talking about doing is as we build this site, we're going to have like 2 or 3 of the latest YouTube videos on there, maybe the last 2 or 3 of our Twitch streams on there. We're going to load them in as YAML for each stream and each video. So we'll just come in here then when we add it and say, okay, and also, you know, streams.map and that stuff, and, you know, videos.map and that stuff. Let's say search.view. We'll create a component that has this built into it. And then we can just plug the search component wherever we want it to do. Data return search for is null. Let's do like an input type is text, search for. Let's also do like search options. And we'll just do something like this. We definitely want to get back to route, right? So we want to get route more than, that's really important. Probably title. And let's see, we brought in OData up here. We need to actually bring that in here. So then we need to do in search. We'll do something like that. Let's do that. Just copy their thing in. This would be this dot search for. Search client equals something like that. We're going to need a function running in our site to answer this. Luckily, I know how to write functions. I'm going to copy and paste that one and call it search. In that case, let's move this out of there and put it up here. Constant Azure cognitive search endpoint equals process.env.something. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. Constant ACS process.env.something else. Get rid of all this. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you, sir. Let's go back to their code and see where they said how to do it. Search client equals endpoint. Okay, copy that. Paste it like a boss. And we'll use ACS endpoint and API key name. Index name, I think, was called BBB content. Let's go over to our env sample. It's called search API key. There. And endpoint. Perfect. So there's our search options. Search for, we're going to have to define. I don't think I want that in the query string. I guess it doesn't matter. Query string parameters dot search. Search for endpoints. We're going to create the client here. There's some just default options we're going to use. It's going to look for somebody coming in with a search for. We're going to call search. We're going to write to the console the values for now. We'll delete that out in a minute. And then we'll send back the results. I'm going to copy this. And I'm just going to paste it down here in the bottom so I can see it. Let's do a fetch on, and that's the route. Well, it's not going to be comments. It's going to be search is what we called it. Search for equals this dot search for. We'll call it constant response equals await that. Let's just console derp response for now. I think we're done with that. Holy free holy. The first command would be nuxt with no arguments. The second command is netlify lambda serve functions are the arguments. npm run dev. Oh, there we go. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Okay, so there it's now running, and it should have a search box. There it is. Listen, it's always one of the best parts of my week when I get to hang out with all of you and learn things and build things together and hang out, just have a good time. Shout out to Azure for sponsoring today's stream. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves.